Hello, everyone. This is High Priestess Tana, and thank you for tuning into Tana Temple Healing Works. Um, I just wanted to talk about a few things today, and as you know, yes, this is a spiritual channel. Yes, I do enjoy doing tarot readings, oracle readings, all that. But sometimes, excuse me, I just like to talk about random things that's happening in the world, things that impact us, things that some people want to talk about, but they're not sure how to approach some people and talk about these things because you don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. And that's understandable, right? Because you don't want to overstep your boundaries by making someone feel uncomfortable talking about something that doesn't really resonate with them or that they're afraid of or is like taboo. Like you can't force people to believe what you believe in, right? But I'm even that way. Y'all, my throat is I was outside putting some not salt, it's like some melt stuff, like ice melt stuff with a road runner on it as on the package. Y'all, it's cold as hell. I'm in Michigan. And I think that shit is messing with my throat. Y'all, I was doing just fine talking till I was about to make this damn video. So that's probably something spiritually alarming me or alerting me like, yeah, I'm about to get into some shit. Y'all know how I do over here. Hey, I speak my mind. It is what it is. And it's not to be offensive or anything like that. It's just real talk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I'm not kidding. My freaking throat just started like, oh my god. But anyway, so I, I've just been looking at the news and just reading articles and looking at stuff even on YouTube, and I was just thinking, damn, it's been a lot of death this year. And I know that it happens especially around this time of the year because, as they say, when the year ends, you have births, new births, and you also have people who pass on. That's part of life. That's the cycle of life. Once people pass on, they make room for the new births or new lives that have entered this realm or on this planet, right? So it just had me thinking about a lot of events that have been happening around celebrities, right? So it's not unnatural or uncommon, I guess you would say, to hear about a celebrity having tragedy in their lives. And some people, people are quick to say, oh, this is a sacrifice and, all this other stuff. But sometimes shit just happens. And it's not always due to some conspiracy theory and all that bullshit. But do I believe in conspiracy theories? Hell yeah. On this channel, we believe in that shit. Do I believe that there are other organizations or whatever or societies that exist that control things at times? Well, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what platform you're on. And you just have to be careful about what you say now. Just like here on YouTube, you have to be cautious about certain words that you select to describe certain things. And it's almost like your freedom of speech is being taken away from you, right? In a sense, like we're becoming more and more censored every day. People think that we aren't, but actually we are. We really are. Um, I feel like, for example, they say that we're in a democracy, right? But are we really in like have a democracy? Compared to other countries, we have a lot more freedoms than a lot of countries. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, even though you have free will, take it at your own risk. That's all I can say. But let's tap in deeper. So, yesterday, while I was performing part three of my reading, I had got a notification on my phone about the accident that had occurred with Anthony Joshua and his two close friends slash I guess you would say like his business partner slash coach, close friend, and slash physical trainer, right? So I was thinking like, damn, this man just won a fight after being on a hiatus for like 15 months. And all of a sudden it was a lot of controversy behind that fight with him and Jake Paul. And all of a sudden, oh, now my head is itching, y'all. It's crazy. It just seemed like that happened out of the blue, right? And people are making speculations. You already know the conspiracy theorists and the people who are truth seekers, such as myself, and want to, talk about this more in depth. People are going to say what they're going to say, and you can't control that, right? But some people are too quick to jump and make assumptions about stuff without knowing the whole like story, right? But long story kept short, it was very, very, very unfortunate what happened to those two men. Very handsome guys too, very talented, I could tell, and gifted. And actually, the guy named Lats, I used to follow. Well, I actually still do follow him on Instagram. I've never unfollowed him. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you would say I still follow him on Instagram. I haven't been on there. Excuse me. I haven't been on there in a while. I haven't been on Instagram in a minute, but I was so shocked to see that he was one of the passengers who was actually killed, or I'm gonna say unalived. Let me be politically correct. Unalived. It oh my god, that's so hurtful. And then the coach, um he actually, I think he was AJ's coach, I believe. Um, Another handsome guy, gifted guy. I saw him on some pictures too with AJ in the past, and it's just I was like, damn, they were just having the time of their lives together, and poof, this came out of nowhere. And it just shows that you never know when your day is coming. And AJ survived supposedly with minor injuries, but he is going to be impacted by this for the rest of his life. And the emotional turmoil, mental and physical turmoil, I'm just thinking it's going to be very, very difficult to overcome, because some people have like survivor's remorse, and they're thinking, damn, if they went, how come I didn't go with them? And they were close friends as well. And that's crazy because right before I started this video, I was listening to Tupac's If My Homies Call. And I feel like that may have been how AJ felt about his friends too. That he lost in an accident. Excuse me, he had lost in an accident. But it seems like whenever a person, and it never fails, when they get blessed with a lot of money, a lot of fame, fortune, attention, beauty, all that, it seems like tragedy strikes. And I wonder, why is that the case? It just seemed like you can't just fucking be happy and enjoy the money and live a beautiful lifestyle and have an amazing circle of friends and family and a great team, business team behind you, supporting you, and just enjoy life without all the other shit coming to play, right? the tragedy, the controversy, the attention, sometimes unwanted attention. And let me speak on something really quickly. When I saw them pull AJ, or Anthony Joshua, that's his name, out of that vehicle, I couldn't believe the big. Well, I can believe it, but it was just so disrespectful to me. How people was just all crowded around him, like, let this man get out of the damn vehicle. And damn, he just, and these two men bodies, from what I saw, allegedly, let's just say that from what I saw, because it was kind of blurred out, and it was some very graphic, it was a very graphic scene. I saw blood on the ground and these men bodies laid out on the ground. These young men bodies were just stretched out on the ground, right? And I was just thinking, like, how disrespectful of them to just act like they, damn near act like they didn't exist, and treating AJ like he was like, just being disrespectful, like he owed them that, like, oh, answer the question, what happened, like it was kind of like they were like a mob or something on him. Like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. But give somebody their fucking personal space. Like, they were on him like he um wasn't in pain or something, or like he was a person who um I don't know, like it was this entitlement, like they felt like he owed them an explanation at the time. And like he just, I don't know, like he was in pain, and obviously not only physically but mentally and emotionally as well. But a lot of people are already speculating that it was some shit in the game with this accident. Now, I what I read was that it was something about a blown out tire, and then that caused them to have the accident on the road, and to make, I guess, make them speed. And that particular road, I guess it's located in, was it what they call the Lagos Ibadan Road or something like that, in Nigeria, because he is of Nigerian descent, um, or you know, ancestry. But the crazy part is that I felt something when I saw that fight. I made a video about this before, and I felt like something was looming over both of those young men when they were in the ring, him and Jake Paul. It was just something eerie. And maybe that's what I was picking up on. Some type of like danger or something. And I don't know, for example, like I just need to go back to square one. Because I don't understand, how were the tires not inspected, or the vehicle was inspected properly before they even took off on the road anyway. And they have nice, like luxury vehicles and stuff in Nigeria. So what the fuck? I'm thinking, what, that sounds shady to me. I was like, mm-mm, I don't like how that sound. And then the driver, because AJ wasn't driving, by the way, but the, what you call, the lorry, or this big ass truck that the driver had slammed into, was stationary, meaning that it wasn't even moving. So how in the fuck, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it real. It sound like a fucking setup to me. It just sound like a setup, like somebody was trying to take him out. Like somebody was trying to take AJ out the game, But some people will beg to differ and say it's the other way around. I put it like this. I'm not trying to get into all that shit because, like I said, I don't, I've been stopped doing readings on celebrities like that. I think the last celebrity reading I may have done was about Robert Johnson. And that is some stuff, going on with that too. But I want to just, I kind of want to just do an intuitive, not reading, but just what I just want to describe to y'all what I feel. You know, I just try not to get into the celebrity shit too much on here. I do it every once in a while. But I just feel like something just wasn't right from the get go. Even when before the fight started, I felt like it was just something sinister. Like some like black smoke or dark energy or something was around this whole fight. Let's start there. Like I say, and I believe that the phrase goes, for the love of money is the root of all evil, something like that. All money ain't fucking good money. And I'm just gonna fucking say that. Sometimes if you feel in your gut that something doesn't feel right, you might want to walk away from that shit fast. I don't give two fucks if it's 100 million or 200 million or $1 billion fucking dollars. If you feel like you have to give something up, and that whether that be your fucking self respect, whether it be your dignity, whether it be something else that's close to you, like you can sacrifice anything. It doesn't have to be a human being. People got that twisted. No. You basically sell your soul whenever you sign a contract, because you're going to be obligated to follow those terms and conditions, and if you don't, then you can get punished. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. All money is not good money. And sometimes, if you feel like something is going against what you believe in, or if it's going against something that you wouldn't naturally partake in, or if you feel like it's some fake shit, like, oh, that's not me. Like, I would never do no shit like that, or I would never say some shit like that, or I'd never be in an event like that. Excuse me, you might want to bow out gracefully before the shit even happens, before you even sign on the dotted line. Okay, at the end of the day, once you join Hollywood and you want to be famous, you want to have that lifestyle, you want to have the attention, the nice houses and cars and women or men and whatever. Just I'm just speaking in general here. I always say, do you have to pay a price? And what that price is, it varies from, I would say, from person to person. I was watching some interviews on, what was that, DJ Vlad channel, and I think the rapper Nori was talking about that. Um, he was saying some people they enter certain doors or some shit like that. Some people sell their bodies. for exchange for success. Some people sell out just completely. They do everything from alleged rituals and certain practices or certain shit or join certain organizations allegedly. Y'all, like I said, you got to be careful about what you partake in, what you're watching, because it's something called doom surfing or doom something. I think it's called doom surfing and doom let me check that shit out. What do they call that? Where people just look at just horrible shit all day. Negative shit. Doom scrolling. They look at content about negative stuff all fucking day. Guess what? If you watch true crime podcasts every day, guess what? Your mind is going to be wired to watch that shit every day and start consuming that stuff. And sometimes it's not good for your psyche because if your emotional state is already fragile, it can make you really become unhinged. Everybody can't process that shit. Okay? Moving on. If you're constantly watching shit about uh, reality TV shows and people fighting and shit all day, arguing, toxic, you could bring that shit home to your partner and you're like, the fuck wrong with you? Like, we was just cool and you coming up with all this shit because they watching that toxic shit all day long. That's what they're into. And to me, it's got to be something broken within a person to want to consume all that negative content all day long. Like gossip channels, I don't fuck with a lot of gossip channels on YouTube like that because that shit is messy. I'll be honest with you, I don't even watch other tarot channels and shit on here. And if somebody can say that if somebody's saying that I do, they a fucking lie. Cause I don't really watch other people channels like that. Unless it pop up in my feed and I'm not even gonna watch the video. Cause I'm gonna tell you a short story about myself. Story time, real quick, about High Priestess Tana. This was before I found out what my spiritual name, as I like to say, was. Cause I was still finding parts of myself. But I'm not on that tip anymore. I already know who I am, right? So at this point of my life, thank goodness I've grown tremendously from where I was. I used to go look at various tarot channels and stuff like that. And this was before I became a reader slash really tapping into my intuition and really how would I say it, perfecting my craft. I already had the skills that I'm natural born, naturally gifted. But what I'm saying is that I was going through some things back then, okay? And I was wondering, like, trying to find videos that try to validate what I was going through, watching all these pick a card readings and watching this and I said, Jazz, all this shit sound alike. That's my real name, Jasmine, by the way. All this shit sound the same. It's like the same shit, different people. There was it just was toxic waste. It was like doom scrolling, like what I just mentioned. And I'm not shitting on anybody's channel. I'm just saying that there are positive tarot readers. Some people are more raw and straight to the point. Baby, I come from the west side of Detroit originally. I'm a, I'm going to give it to you raw. Period. I don't sugarcoat shit. That's just me. I'm not definitely not a mean person. I'm not a messed up person. But you can't sugarcoat to people all the time. You're not supposed to do it, period. I don't sugarcoat with anybody. But when I give my personal readings, I'm definitely more I say that I'm more calm and collected. Collective readings are very, 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 they can weigh on you mentally, emotionally, and sometimes physically, because it's a wide net that's being casted, I guess you would say, or wide net that's being, yeah, like you're casting your net very widely. You're reaching out to all different types of people, different personalities. You don't know what's going on with these people, and they would take every word that you say and try to dissect it. And it don't even, I was like, every reading is not for you. That's why it's called by a personal reading. See, some people, they like when people lie to them, make up shit, flip cards. Ain't this person on the other side of the screen may not even be feeling shit. They may not even have the empathy that you think they have. And this is not directed at anyone. I'm just making a point. You don't know people like you think you know them. They come off, people go after the theatrical shit. I'm just naturally funny. Anybody who know me know I just like to crack jokes and shit. I'm naturally humorous. That's me, okay? I'm a Taurus sun, Leo rising, Gemini moon. So, you know what I'm saying? I can, you know, go back and forth like it is what it is. But what I'm trying to say is that even when it comes to the choices that you make, you have to be careful, because everything that glitters is not gold. Trust me. And when you get into that realm of making so much money, people are going to come after you. Point blank, motherfucking period. They see you nice looking, you got money, you're helpful, you got a great personality, all this stuff. People may see an evil eye, and that can cause shit to happen in your life. People be wondering, damn, like, people, oh yes, and people be talking shit like that shit ain't real, magic ain't shit. Who you talking to? Magic is real. And honestly, I wouldn't be motherfucking surprised if somebody did some shit to this young man, and, you know, I'ma say his counterpart slash, I'm just gonna say that slash friends, I would not be fucking surprised if some evil motherfucker did something allegedly. I'm not saying they did. People are fucked up. People get jealous. People dislike people just because they got everything going for themselves. All the time is not about a sacrifice or whatever. I don't know. I didn't even look into what happened, but what I'm getting is that it could definitely be some negative energy around this whole situation. Somebody could be pulling some strings in the background, and I just hope that he's very spiritually protected, because it seems like he is, but might need some more, might need some more, because when you in that club and you got all that money allegedly, like you up, like you making hundreds of million and all this stuff, millions of dollars or whatever the fuck, you better stay ready. Trust. Mm-mm-mm. All I can say is that be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you desire. I'm going to tell you this. Some people, and I've talked about genes before in the past, I'm talking about maybe a few years ago or so, and I did read about this. People want to make a wish, right? Even when you blow out your birthday candle, well, you know, make your wishes and then blow out your birthday candles. You know, you got to be careful with that too. They say whatever you think can manifest into reality, and what you wish for could come true, and it might come true faster than what you expect. But if you wish for something so badly and you would do whatever it takes, I would never wish that hard for anything. Like, I do whatever it takes. To be this, nope. Because guess what? Somebody watching your ass in the background, especially if you trying to break into the industry, and they probably got some video footage of some of your ass from back in the day before you got famous, talking about I do whatever it take to be famous. Oh, okay. And they took heed to that shit. Was like, okay, yeah, they down for whatever. Not me, not me. And that's why I was thinking to myself, like, shit, I'ma tell you this. Um, my channel is growing slowly but surely. I don't do anything out of the way to make my channel grow. But I'm just being myself. I don't do no rituals. I don't do no wooga booga shit. None of that to make my channel grow. Fuck it. I feel like if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. You can leave and get the fuck on. Period. I'm not going out of my way to please nobody. Nobody. And that's just what it is. I've been real for a long fucking time, and I'm not about to sit up here and be on some fake ass shit now. So, y'all, I just say shit. You know, I wouldn't mind having a certain comfortable income bracket, but I'd be damned if I'm about to look over my motherfucking shoulder every day. Fuck that shit. Okay, a bitch want comfortable funds and shit, but I'm not about to be sitting up here, ooh, motherfucker, trying to do, ooh, you know, no, no, I don't want to live. Ooh, shit, I'm gonna scratch myself. I don't want to live my life like that. Looking over my shoulder, wondering motherfucker try to off me and shit. But when you stay prayed up, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I don't do all that shit. Like when y'all look at my channel, y'all know that I keep shit simple over here. I'm not putting statues, deities on my fucking table. None of that shit. It's just me, my intuition, my cards, or whatever. I used to have my like stones or crystals or whatever. I don't even have that on the table now. I don't need that shit. I use my cards for visual as a purpose of visual representation of what I'm picking up intuitively or with my discernment. But other than that, ain't no tricks, ain't no none of that shit going on over here. Okay? I don't get into all that shit. I put it like this. I love my life. And I love God too. I love my family. I love my friends. And last and not least, I love y'all for taking the time to listen to me. But what I'm trying to say in so many words is that please be mindful of what you sign up for. Because there are some evil forces out here that are trying to take us down one by one. And you gotta stay ready, prayed up. You hear me? Spiritually armored in this bitch. We going into 2026 we gotta be ready. We gotta stay ready. Okay. So all I can say is that I hope everybody remains safe. If you don't see me on here tomorrow, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. If you don't see me tomorrow, you will probably see me on New Year's Day. And I'm gonna keep pumping out this content for y'all. Um, and I hope that everybody remains safe, happy, at peace, y'all. Peace, cause we live in a very fucked up world, and you just never know what's going to happen next. And I mean for real, like it's getting ridiculous. The weirdness that I see and feel, it's just out of control, and just things that just happen. Just it's just like these aren't coincidences. I don't believe. Y'all, take care. I love y'all. Again, be safe. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. Stay spiritually armored for that. At all times, stay ready against that spiritual warfare shit they trying to throw at us on a daily basis. But like I said, y'all gonna be good because as long as you believe in a higher being, I believe in God. I don't care if I do tarot or read oracle cards or read my own oracle cards or whatever. I still believe in God. I don't think I'm above anybody because that's some bullshit. I don't operate like that. I just say that I'm here to help people go through what they're going through to get out of their situation um as smoothly as possible and get to the other side of happiness, peace, tranquility, joy, success, wholeness. All right, y'all. Peace. Y'all have a beautiful rest of y'all evening slash night, whatever. And yeah, y'all just stay blessed. All right. See you next time.